Continuing from where we left off, the girls arrive back in Japan after their absurdly expensive trip to New York. Things seem to be normal, but when they take a closer look, it turns out that their performance paid off a little too well, as they have now become instant celebrities, as if they weren't already in the real world. They then spend the rest of their time at the airport signing autographs before finally figuring out what happened. Oh, that's a lot of people. Oh dear god, that's a lot of people. Skip ahead and we get some talking in an alley and another song. Skip. Back at Hanoka's house, we find out that their popularity has increased sales in their shop. And the first thing Honk wants to do is get her allowance increased. Nico then mentions how they need to be careful about how they act, although this was only thrown in there so that Nico could daydream about sunbathing on a beach and give the audience a bikini shot of her, because why not? Maki, Ellie and Nozomi will then realize what the fans want the most. After this, the girls decide to hold one last concert to tell everyone that Muse will be breaking up after that last show. And guess who's been preparing a song in a certain music book and who also had the time to record it and put it on an iPad? All of the girls agree on doing this, but then Katori's mom informs them that literally everyone wants them to continue. And now for some useless conflict meant to pad out the runtime. When Honk gets back home, her sister and Putin's second granddaughter go ask her about where they should practice. Honk doesn't want to reveal to them that they are ending their group, so she plays it off. But then, she gets a phone call.
This is Philip DeFranco from the Methadone Clinic. We've scheduled a short meeting for you tonight. We're at Northwest 184th Street, apartment 105. And don't worry, we know discretion is of importance to our clients.
After her murderous rampage, Hanoka talks to Arise after Tsubasa takes her for a drive. Arise informs her that they will continue performing after they graduate, and that it would be sad if it was over. Honk then has an existential crisis, pondering over whether she wants Muse to continue, when suddenly the LSD Honk took starts to hit her, and she sees the woman from earlier. She starts to trip even more, as she starts to hallucinate a lake and a certain situation she has been in previously. Fast forward, Honk and the rest of Muse come up with a plan to have their last show be about how great school idols are, for starting a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Some groups are on board with this idea, but others want to talk it out, and they decide that the best course of action would be to visit them in person, instead of using something like Skype or Discord. Speaking of Discord, also guess which echidna is paying for all of this? And now for the third song, this time it's sung by the second years. Skip. Now for the 5-minute long montage. Some notable parts of it. Rin is now the new Eiffel Tower. Haneo puts way too much effort into blowing up balloons, and Maki gets infected with the big gay virus by Patient Zero. After all of this setup, Honk lets everyone know that Muse will be ending.
私たちミューズはこのライブをもって活動を終了することにしました。
The next morning, all of the girls meet up and walk over to the festival. Ellie then wants to race the girls to UTX. As they run off, Hanoka spots something floating to the ground. Which sets the audience up for one big reveal. And then they sing a song about a sunny day or something. However, this isn't the end, as the girls go up to sing one last song. This concludes my summaries of School Idol project. Tune in next time when I summarize Sunshine. And remember,
defeating a sandwich only makes it tastier.